Next, we will be adding the isometric view or the 3D view. So for this case, we will have to go back to the general view here and click OK and place your 3D view around this area. Just left mouse button. So the view, you can same thing, you can put for this case the 3D you put unknown hiddens, defaults, apply, OK. So this will be your 3D view for the drawings. So to shift or arrange your views, currently all the views are locked, so you're unable to move the views. So in order to move the views, you have to go to the left area here to unlock the view movement. So just click here and you shouldn't be seeing highlighted gray. So once you click here, you will be able to move your view, left mouse button, and when the cursor crosses, you can just move your views according to the positions that you want. So you can just arrange to the position that you want, and once you have done all the positioning, you will be good to have lock it back. Okay, if not, your drawings will not be in later when you open up the path folder drawing file again, you will be shifted. So next is if you want to delete the files, how to go about deleting it. You can just click or highlight the views that you want to delete. For example, now I'm deleting the 3D files. Just click on the views and you can press your delete button in your keyboard. It will be gone. Okay, if you want to reverse the action, you can go undo. You'll come back again. Or you can highlight here and you can right click, hold on to right click, and there's a delete button here. You also can delete it and you'll be gone. Okay. Same for the other views, but do take note that just now the front view is the first view that we actually put it in. So if you delete away the front view, which is a parent view, the child view that is created due to from the projection, it will be deleted also. But if you delete individual projection view from here, the parent view, which is the front view, will not be deleted. So just quickly show you, now we want to delete this view here. You just right click, delete. You won't see that your parent view or the front view will still be here. Okay, so going back now. Now when I'm trying to delete the front view, right click and delete, you can see that it will show that highlighted views depend on the selected views and will also be deleted. So do you want to continue? So when I click yes, all the 3 views will be deleted. So do take note of this, which is the parent view and which is the child view. So going back again, I click undo, you will be able to get back the 3 views. Okay, modifying the paper size. So now it currently is A3. So you can see here, this is A3 here. Okay, so you can go to change the size by clicking this sheet setup. So go to sheet setup and you can change the template size to any size that you want. You can use the default size of the quill itself, or you can go and find the other templates like the A4 size. If your part is very small and A3 is too big for it, you maybe want to use the A4 size paper, which is the default A4 from the Niant. So for example, now I do a quick demonstration. Let's say I want to use A1 from the quill itself, the quill template. So I just click on A1 itself, and this will be all default. You don't need to touch. Just do a preview. So you'll be able to see that actually you can see that the scale of this is the same, but the A1 paper will be in this size. Okay, so you can see that it becomes smaller in terms of the scale of the size of the parts. So now you want to go back, same thing, go to the A3 MPL CL2 and click OK. You will go back to the original. If you don't want to use the sheet setup on this icon here, you can use the A3 here, double click, it will be the same effect. You can just change accordingly. Okay. Okay, so now changing the scale of the whole drawings or the whole all the views for the parts. So before we do the whole scaling portion, we have to make sure that all the views are under default scale. So double click on the view again and check on the scale. So make sure that you actually select the default scale for sheet. So once you change the scale for the whole drawing paper, the whole whatever views that link to this will be changed. So ensure that all your views must be under the default. So this is under default already. This is also under default. And this is also must be under default. Okay. So just click OK, and once you change the scale here, it will change the whole scale of the drawings also. So just click OK. So all the views will be changed, divided by half. Okay. Now if you did not do the default scale, in this case, let's say I do this isometric view. If I undo, I don't select the default scale for the sheet, I do custom scale. Let's say I put 1. Okay, this view will not follow the other views which is under default here. So no matter how I change the scale here, this will still always be under 1 because it is a custom scale. Okay, so now I double click here, I change back to default scale. So okay, so you will all go back to it. So originally it is right scale, so I just put back 1 again and resume back to the original scale. Okay, next we will be creating datums for the views. So datums are basically the reference point where your dimension is going to start from. So how to create the datums? So you go under annotate here, and there is a datum feature symbol. Just click on this. Then you go and select your edges where it will be your reference or your datum. So in this case, let's select the edge of this front view. So you can see that there is a box here popping up, middle mouse button, and it will give you the alphabet A. So this starting of the datum usually will be A, start from alphabet A and onwards. So if you want an elbow shape, you can try out. If you want an elbow shape, it will be something like this, and if you want a straight, it will be something like this. Okay, so you can create few references for the drawings so that the dimension can be properly constrained according to the datums. So next, adding number of sheets in the same drawing files. So it's similar to the Excel. So you just need to go to here. There's an X positive plus button here. Just click on plus. Then it will show the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So if you want to go back to the original first sheet, you can just toggle it back from here. Okay. Then you can just delete it away if you don't want. Just right click onto the sheet here, and you can just delete away here this one, just and delete away the third one also. Yep. Okay. So usually this number of sheets will depending on how complicated your part file is. So sometimes one piece of drawing might not be able to show all the details of the part files. Okay, next we'll be going into the dimension, how to dimension the parts here. So you go to the dimension icon here under annotate, click on that, and you will use the entity portion. Again, just select the entity and click on the edge that you want to dimension. So for example, I want to know the dimension from here, this edge to this edge. So I click on this edge first. Oops, sorry. Just go back, delete away this portion. Again, click again on the edge here, this edge, and usually it will highlight the length of the highlighted edge or the edge that you selected. So press Ctrl, remember to press and hold the Ctrl and select the other edge which you want to dimension. So in this case, if I click on this edge itself, then it will show me the length of this block. Okay, so to fix this length, the dimensions, so just middle mouse button, it will be shown as the length of it. Okay, so do remember, if you want to dimension, let's say from here, the width of this block, same thing, let's do again. Go to dimension, click on this edge here, press and hold your control key and select this edge indicated. Zoom in if you cannot see properly, and you should be able to dimension out the width of this block. Middle mouse button to confirm, and this will be the linear dimension. Moving on to the radial dimension. Let's say that I want to dimension this circle. Okay, so go to dimension again here, same. Click on the radius or the arc of the circle. So just click on this arc, and it will just dimension out the radius immediately. Just hit the mouse button, it will fix the radius of the arc. Okay, now what about going into the diameter? So in the same thing, if I want to know the diameter of this circle, so I just need to make sure that I click onto the edge again, but this time around make sure you double click quickly. So 1, 2, and then you will be able to see the dimension of the arc of the circle. Okay, same thing with the mouse button. Okay. So sometimes if you have dimension the radius and you want to change it to diameter, you can do so. Just highlight this portion here and go to the orientation at this icon, select diameter, so they will show you the diameter of this circle also. So there's two ways of doing the dimension for the diameter. Okay, so aligning the dimensions, you can just highlight left mouse button, click on here, and make sure the cursor is in the cross mode. Then you can press your left mouse button and drag onto the dimension. You should be able to move your dimensions to the required area, and with the mouse button, then it will fix the position of it.